A few health and safety risks that do come with this cold, and that's why it is important to be checking on one another. One of the big ones, carbon monoxide poisoning, and then there's fire dangers that come with trying to stay warm, and then we're still living in the triple-demic.
Yes, that's right. So here to explain all of this is Dr. Steffanie Campbell. She is with Kelsey-Seybold Clinic. Dr. Campbell, good morning to you.
Good morning.
When we have temperatures like this that feel like it's in the teens, we're right now at about 20 degrees in parts of the area, some in the north are in the teens. What is your primary concern here?
Making sure that people stay safe and warm, especially young children and elderly or other people that are at high risk of frostbite or hypothermia.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to get to carbon monoxide in one second, but you just mentioned hypothermia. Are people at risk of hypothermia, or how would they best protect themselves if they do have to go outside from hypothermia?
Yes, people are at risk even in their homes. Elderly don't necessarily see the signs like young people do. They start to get confused. They don't necessarily know that their temperature is dropping, and so that can be very dangerous for them, especially outside if they're working, shoveling snow, scraping ice. They don't understand that exerting themselves is actually much more dangerous in a cold environment.
And Dr. Campbell, I had my photographer ask this to me yesterday. I didn't know the answer. He didn't know the answer. How long before hypothermia can set in?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on a lot of different factors. So it depends on the temperature outside. It depends on how well you're bundled up. It depends on your hydration status.
On a day like today.
It can happen pretty rapidly if you're not adequately prepared, within 30 minutes to an hour.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of fast, right? And so the other thing is that people will be desperate to get warm. They're going to want to, they should never do this, but people will use gas stoves, ovens, their car, things like that. And so we want to talk about carbon monoxide poisoning. And aside from, feeling dizzy or getting sleepy, how would somebody know that they're at risk for carbon monoxide poisoning?
So yes, sleepy is a very good sign, but also a headache that won't go away or starting to feel nauseated. Those are also signs that you may be getting carbon monoxide buildup or poisoning. You want to make sure that if you are using wood stoves, kerosene stoves, things like that, that you are in a well-ventilated area.
And, when you think about this, in these situations of carbon monoxide poisoning, you have the entire family in the house. So if suddenly you have your child that comes to you saying, hey, I'm feeling this, and your loved one, a husband, your partner, your spouse, and they all say, hey, we are feeling the same exact symptoms at this very moment. Can you elaborate specifically as to why this is such a pivotal indicator?
Yes, if they start complaining of dizziness, headache, or nausea, and everybody is, this can be very dangerous because it won't take very long before you start to get the poisoning effects. And sometimes if you don't recognize it before you lay down to go to sleep or go to bed, then you may not wake up, or you may wake up with very serious side effects.
Yeah, so open windows, doors, get outside. Definitely keep in mind that carbon monoxide poisoning is a real threat right now. And, we've been talking in health news, we've been talking a lot about the triple-demic, which refers to the high numbers of COVID, RSV, and flu circulating all at the same time. So are you still seeing a lot of those viruses, and how would being indoors complicate the spread?
We are still seeing a lot. Thankfully, we are all, as a community, very well vaccinated, so it is keeping it more contained. But as more people gather together inside in these warming facilities and other places, there is a high risk of this spreading pretty rapidly and people getting very ill. And again, with the cold that they're also trying to combat, that can really take a tax on the body, especially somebody that's already vulnerable.
And lastly here, we have about 30 seconds left, okay? Most people are staying at home today. There's really not too much to do outside of the norm because of the temperatures. So you find yourself indulging, snacking a lot more than you typically would if the weather was great. That's a concern for you. Why?
Well, because if we're snacking or we're eating a lot of things that require a lot of digestion, we're diverting a lot of our blood flow to our digestive system, which then makes you more susceptible to frostbite or to cold hands and feet. So you really want to make sure that you're consuming things that are already warm: broths, soups, hot cocoa, tea. Avoid a lot of caffeine, alcohol, things that are going to make you not notice signs and symptoms of other things that are happening, such as getting cold, hypothermia.
I didn't even realize that was something to keep in mind. Go eat some soup and drink warm beverages today. I didn't realize that was what was going to be best for your health in cold weather.
Grandma's always right.
Yeah, right? All right, Dr. Steffanie Campbell, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.